All right. Good morning. And surprise, surprise, I have a conversation with Chandana.
Yay, good morning.
And today we talk about business. And you know what? It's so funny because I just had a series of 10 calls, um, business, what do you like? Fragen Business Booster, like question business booster. Like for me, if you go to question, everything moves, and that's really fun for me. But I see so many people perpetrate answers on you. Like, you need to have this and this and this. Like, there's all these answers. There's no space of any question. And if you're a really creative person, it's like, ugh, where is the fun there?
Yeah, yeah, how true is that? And it's like it's important in this reality for you to have answers. It's really important for you to know where you're going with a certain plan in mind and with a certain, result in mind. And all of that has been perpetrated and it's been projected at us every time. And if it matches what we've decided would be the result, and if it matches what we've decided should be the result, then we consider ourselves being successful. Otherwise, we are like, oh my God, she's just a lost case and she doesn't know where she's going. And she's just, asking questions. She doesn't have the answers. And, how much of that stops us from just being present with asking questions and following the energy that could take us to that space, could create that space that's so much greater and so much more than what we could imagine is possible. Because when we have a result in mind, we come from a space of what is possible, from what's already been created. Yeah, that narrow thing, that narrow point of view. And it's like those horses which have those things on their ears, so they don't get
Blinders.
distracted, those blinders, and they don't get distracted. They just keep moving forward. And that's a lot of focus that's been actually impelled at all of us to be focused on something. And how I have learned to be with, after using the tools of Access Consciousness, and especially the Joy of Business tools, is to look at what I'd like to create, to be aware of what I would like to create, which is more of an energy of what I would like to create and be in the world. And now know the energy when that shows up, which kind of matches the energy that I would like to have as my world, as my reality, and which allows me to be the spherical awareness, instead of being the focused, with the blinders on, that doesn't allow me to receive something different, that doesn't allow me to be something different.
And that's so cool because, like, I would say, like, a lot of businesses might acknowledge things are not working anymore as they did in the past. So if you have a business and you just see not working. Like, what else? Like, there might be a question of something different. Consider a Joy of Business class or a Business Done Different class and get the tools to really train that muscle and mm, become aware of the possibilities for you. Because, like, this world is so variation. Like, yeah, uh, I have so many downloads. Like, what are the words? Like, if you're functioning from blinders, you just cut off all the receiving. If you go for a walk and you just focus on seeing one particular tree, you will miss the whole walk in the woods and the gifts that are there. If you're looking for that one thing and everyone else, you just, no, 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 no. Like, it's a pity. And I guess that's what we do with business as well. If you train to just be focused on one instead of like, oh, wait, we're so much more than just the one thing. And yeah.
Yeah, that's so beautifully put. And to really be aware of, I love that tree and I'd love to have more of that. And then to be aware of what else could create more of that. What else can bring you more of that? And
Mhm.
that's only possible when you are willing to look around you and to actually ask questions around, instead of shutting out everything that could contribute to you.
Yeah.
And how much does that make it serious? Like, we were talking about this in the morning, right, in our group, when someone spammed our group suddenly, our Business Done Different, our engaging group that we have. And there was this person who joined the group, and he sent almost 150, 160 spam messages in a matter of 2 minutes. And I was like, wow, he's fast.
But
But And I look, and my normal reaction would be like, how dare he? Why? How? How do I stop this? And I looked at it and I laughed, and I was like, wow, he's working too. It just doesn't work for me how he works.
It's fun for this person, but not so much for me.
Not
And for the
much
group,
for me.
different story.
Block, block, block. And it just makes it so much more fun if you don't take everything seriously. If you don't look at everything as personal, and you don't look at, like, oh, this is so personal, and this is, how dare he do it in my group, and how dare he have access to, instead of all of that, just look at it and be like, okay, this is what creates him joy. Doesn't necessarily have to create me the joy. And I'm not having him messing around in my group. Okay, I'm not going to have him here, but he's not going to get to mess with me. When I go into reaction, he gets to mess with me. And
And I came in later and I saw all these deleted messages, like, wow, I saw it all as income streams. Like, wow, like there was a lot of receiving on, like, it's a bing, bing, bing. Or if every message that comes in is like money that comes, like
yeah, truly, yeah. So,
different point of view, right? So,
absolutely, just looking at it in a different way, and looking at it from a space of not going into reaction, but being the space of, okay, what is this, and what can I do with this, and from a space of fun.
hmm.
What if everything that you're creating as your life, creating with business, is not a, I mean, whatever you defined as a problem is not a problem. What if you can be something different with it? What if you can be the element of fun with it, that can actually, literally change, literally flip the energy from problem to possibility.
And you know what? I also was looking like, what is that we have decided that fun and business cannot really go together? But then I remember as kids, when you get asked, what would you like when you grow up? I would like to be a singer. Yeah, but you have to get a real job to make money because this will not pay your life. And then it seems like that was the moment where all the fun things that you want to create that really nurtures you are like, oh, okay, I can't do this. I need to take something I don't like that's not fun that makes me money. And then I was have to stick for this for 40 years. I'm like, and as I was like 16, I just knew I don't know what I want to learn because I also knew there is no job I will do for 40 years and be happy with it. I guess that was the first time I had an awareness of my future of like, yeah. And then I started to go to school longer. And I knew like whatever I'm doing, but school is not it. I hate it. So,
Oh, yeah. Like,
but
tell me
it
one
starts
child
there. Like
who enjoyed school.
the things
Nobody.
that are like creative on you, they are not making you money. That's such a dense point of view so many people have instead of what if it's the opposite? Like everything is the opposite of what it appears to be.
You know, Thank you for saying this, Simone. Sometime back, I met a brilliant doctor. He was a brilliant doctor. And he seemed really unhappy and sad, and just doing his work almost like a robot, like seeing his patients, giving the medication, sending him off, getting the next one in. It was like such a routine way of living his life. And my husband and I had gone to him, and we got chatting with him, and he shared with us. I wonder why he shared with us, but he shared with us how he had wanted to become, how he had a group, uh, uh, a rock star group when he was in university studying to become a doctor. And how in his final year, he went to his dad and he said, I am starting, I am going to be leaving college, and I am going to be starting my own group, my own musical band, which by then was doing really well because there were five friends who were doing this together, who were all studying to become doctors, and they had all decided that they wanted to follow their passion with music. And he was like, I went to my dad really excited, and I said to him, Dad, I'm going to not follow medicine because that's not something that makes my heart sing. And I am going to put my money, put my investment into this band because they needed to buy, new instruments, and they needed to invest money into making this band grow because these other four boys were very committed to, starting their own band. And he was like, I'm going to do that. And his dad made him really wrong. And his dad made him swear that he would not do that, or else he was not a good son. And he said, well, I went ahead and I completed my medicine, and I'm now a doctor, but my heart still lies in music.
Hmm.
And, I looked at him, and this was like almost 12 years back. And, I still wonder why he shared that with us. But, I just looked at him in that moment and I was like, what a waste of a life. What a waste of a
Yeah,
life
like
to live your dad's dream instead of following your own, knowing what brings you joy, knowing that. And the band that he had started, by the way, is one of the most successful bands
wow.
only in India, but they travel all around the world, and they're amazing. And but at that moment he made a choice.
Yeah.
He made a
And I guess
choice.
like so many of us have heard like the thing like you cannot become successful, there will be no money. And then you might follow the dream, but you still have that point of view, this will not pay you well. Which you
Yes.
also like, it's not that it will not pay you well, but everyone thinks it and then you actualize it like that. And like, yeah, I really wonder what we can change around that topic. Like put the fun back in business. You will have a class in a few hours and
Right. Yeah.
$50, it's like basically a gift to you.
Yeah,
So
truly. And I would really love everyone to be in this. Not not because it's my class, but go choose a put the fun back in business with any JCF. There's such amazing JCFs around the world, and this class is truly a class that inspires you to have fun with business, whatever business you are in. Whether you're in the medical industry, the engineering world, or in the software company, or hardware, or whether you're a healer, or whether you're a teacher or facilitator, whatever you are out there. What if you could truly have fun with it, where it didn't have to be an end to a means, like a mean to an end? Is that how we say it? A means to an
uh,
end. Yeah, where it doesn't have to
something
be
like
a
that.
means to an end, where you don't have to choose your business to create money so you can pay your bills, but you can just choose to create a life that's fun. Because like, I
Hmm.
love when Gary says, and this just always, when I wake up and I'm like a little in my world, I look at, when Gary says that if you have blood flowing through your veins, you are in business. And if you wake up happy, you do be the joy of business. And you wake up all grumpy, okay, how much fun can I add to my
You
business?
ask, who does this belong to? And then you ask, how much fun can you have, even with this energy?
How much fun can I add to my business today? And you know what? You don't have to have a regular business to attend this class. Because, like I said, if you're living, you do have a business. You're creating the business of your life.
Hmm.
So you're all welcome, friends. Come join us. It's in a few hours from now. I think it's another less than or 4 hours. And looking forward to playing with each one of you. Looking forward to seeing how much fun we can add. And what would the world be like if each one of us woke up with an energy of enthusiasm to create our lives instead of an energy of doom that so many of us.
Again, another day. It's Monday. Why is it not Friday? It's like, I
I'm
sometimes forget the weekdays because it's like, it's a create day.
right, for me too. I mean, I'm like, what is today? That I look at my phone. Oh, it's a Saturday. Okay. Yeah.
Cool.
Amazing.
I will
Lovely.
post a link in the comments, and if you have any kind of questions, let us know. And this is just like the put the fun back into business. This is a 2-hour class today, but there will be more classes with Chandana, like business and money, which is a bit a longer conversation. And then there's also the 3-day class, like the
Yes.
business done different class, where we really dive deep into the tools and actually acknowledge what is the business you can create and actualize that might be way different than the head tries to approach. Like there's so much more we can access, and I wonder who is curious about all of this. So
I
thank you so
wondered.
much.
Thank you, Simon. And thank you, everyone who joined us, and everyone who catches the replay. See
Yeah.
you all soon somewhere. Bye, guys.
Bye.